So if you could, as you join in, go ahead and tell us where you're from, and we'll just make an announcement and join. But we are so excited that you are all here. Marcia Ramsland is joining us, and the topic of today's show is going to be the 5 best ways to get organized. And who doesn't want that? Marcia, if you don't mind, I'm going to introduce you to everybody. Is that okay?
Please do.
So Marcia is well known as an international business productivity expert and coach. She is the author of Simplify Your Life, Simplify Your Time, and today's main topic, Simplify Your Space, with my little tabby receipt inside. These books have not only changed my life, but they have also sold over 100,000 copies. She is also known for writing the Amazon bestseller, and I love this title. I don't know how you chose this. I'll have to find out how you did this, but it's a beautiful title, Organizing Your Workspace for a Productivity Boost. Who would not want to get that and find out how I can just organize my space for a productivity boost? I'm so excited about this. It was an Amazon bestseller in 3 categories. Thank you for your patience, Marcia, while waiting, but there's a lot to say about you. It's awesome. So in case you look around your home and see less order and serenity than you would like, hang on until the end, and we will let you know the steps you can take to start your journey to a new organized you. There are options for everyone who's attending today. Marcia is a nationally recognized media guest in the area of organization and productivity. She has appeared in Women's Day, Real Simple Magazines, Better Homes and Gardens, The Wall Street Journal, and Martha Stewart Radio. So we're honored to have Marcia here today. She has organized offices, paperwork, email, and computer files in person and virtually, so anyone can be helped by Marcia, from New York to Dallas to California to globally now with the internet. And it is Marcia's passion to see people organized and more productive just by changing their workflow at their office or their workspace at home. So in short, Marcia can help you to finally create the life that you want. So take it away, Marcia. Thank you for being here.
Well, I'm so happy to be here. So happy to greet all of you. This is the neatest thing, to be able to be with Christine and all that she has learned from my book. And I have been at it a bit longer, 34 years now. So all those things that I've done didn't happen in a year. They happened over time. And the more you keep at organizing, the more you will be able to do it. So today we are going to do a PowerPoint and show you, don't you love pictures before and afters, of how to organize the 5 best ways in the 5 areas of your life. So Christine, are we ready to start?
Ready to start.
Okay, I will share my screen. I just love doing this with PowerPoint. It's so much fun because you get to see all the pictures of my clients and of actually my home as well. So here we are, the 5 best ways to get organized and stay that way. And there's my website, organizingpro.com. So it's on every slide. You won't forget that. And Christine will certainly do that for you. And at the end, we have a free download for you of the 10 best ways to simplify any space. So stay with us. All right. So as we start, I'm going to move this. Here are the books that Christine was speaking about. Simplify Your Life, Get Organized, and Stay That Way. And Christine, I believe that's the one that you read first. And that one has been put into a course, and we have had 1,000 women go through that, and people are still doing it. I have it available. Even right now, I'm coaching people virtually online. So you may want to keep that in mind. Then the next one was Simplify Your Time, Stop Running, Start Living. And that has been in Barnes & Noble. Apple called me from the UK and said, we want a copy for every regional manager. And I'm like, whoa, that's really great. And then Simplify Your Space, Create Order, and Reduce Stress. So as Christine said, over 100,000 copies sold and hundreds of one-on-one clients and online classes. At the bottom, you can see Women's Day, Better Homes and Gardens, Real Simple, even a spokesperson for Sam's Club at the holidays and the Wall Street Journal. And when I was on Martha Stewart Radio, they called me Martha. That was really fun. So Christine, have you heard my spaghetti story, how I started getting organized?
I love it, and I live it every day. Tell the girl. I'm so excited for everyone else to hear the story.
Yes. Well, I'm sure if you have children, you might have been like me or are in that stage. I had been a music teacher, kindergarten through fifth grade, 25 kids in every half hour, 25 out, 200 a day, no problem. Then I became a mother, and I was in the kitchen one night, just so stressed from all the things that had been going on. I looked around my kitchen. There was a laundry basket. There were mail piles. There were dishes in the sink. My husband was coming home in 10 minutes, and my kindergarten daughter was slowly emptying the dishwasher. You know how you wanted to scream and say, hurry up, hurry up. And then my 4-year-old was coloring off onto the white countertop. I'm like, oh, there's another mess. And my 6-month-old son was crawling at my feet. And I thought, when will he sleep through the night? And all of a sudden, all that tension just exploded. I was stirring the spaghetti noodles. Of course, that helps to stir it faster. And, and so at that point, I just exploded with these words, someone's got to get organized. And everyone in the room froze. And as my little children looked up at me, I said, by the ages of everyone, I guess that would be me. And so that was my light bulb moment that I need to make a change. And so I started to read everything written on organizing in the mid 80s. And no offense, it was written by left brain men who said, all you have to do is write a list, stay with the top item, check it off, and go to the next one. Well, as I start writing my own materials, conquering my own messy kitchen and my mail and my laundry and my house, I thought, women out there, if we could find a list, we wouldn't feel like it because everything changes every few minutes. So I created new systems for myself, and now TV crews come to my house and you could come anytime. So I've come a long way, and because I was disorganized and became organized, I love to help other people. So you might be asking this question, where do I start? To organize your life, build one system after another until your life works smoothly. So that's what you're doing, right, Christine?
I am at a new level in life. We just had our 5th child, and I've been educating them myself and running a business. And so I'm going to say I received a promotion and I need some help on my up leveling. So
okay.
I need help. So I'm here to listen, and I'm not the expert. I'm here to listen to the expert. So I need help.
All right. So here are the 5 areas that we're going to talk about tonight. And if you build these 5 areas, you can have an organized lifestyle. So the base is an organized home. The second one is time-saving systems and how you manage time. That's right up your alley, Christine. And then desk and workspace cleanup. All those bills, paperwork. If you save money and have organized paper, it will save you a lot in life. And then the next level up is getting to a project, beyond the daily to-do list, and then keep good relationships. So I'm going to go through these. I think you'll love the photos, and we'll do it. So number 1, prioritize your home. Systems that make it easy are meals, laundry, and cleaning up the clutter. So here we go. This client called me in and wanted help with their paperwork. And I said, first we need to do the dishes. You empty the dish drainer, I'll empty the kitchen sink and put it in the dishwasher. And she opened the dishwasher for me and said, oh no. I said, what's the matter? And she said, the dishes are clean. I said, is that a problem? And she said, I guess not. So then she opened the cabinet to put them away and she said, oh no. I said, now what's the matter? And she said, there's no room. I said, that is a problem. So we cleaned out things that no longer worked for her and her husband and 3 children and made space. And when we finished, it looked like this. Nice. Wow. And I always like the front 2/3 of a countertop clear, in the back, decorative, useful things. Do you know what kept her awake at night? That little blue bin of paperwork. And the reason it was so stressful was the clutter of the dishes. She couldn't mentally calm down enough to do it. So I have named it 2 kinds of clutter. If you don't do the daily clutter, like dishes, then it becomes accumulated clutter when it's not cleared daily. All right, so you want to keep up on that. A quick, easy tip, clear your table with a centerpiece, and it will always look clean. People will come in your house and say, oh, you're so organized. And you just smile and say, thank you. They haven't looked in a cabinet, a drawer, no problem. Just say thank you.
That's such a great starting point.
It is.
Because I like that. You know, sometimes it's just not going to be organized, but that's a nice go-to trick to be like, hey guys, welcome to my house. Come sit at my table and don't look anywhere else. Just sit down. I love that. I'm going to pull that one out when I have the 5 kids going on.
Yes. And what happens if I don't keep up? You might get really, really behind. So you can see here with this lady, I did in person. We did her table first. We did the floor next. I said, then we're starting on the side, and I'll ask you with each item, do you like it? Do you use it? Where does it go? Now, people that are trying to get organized always make the mistake, or generally, of starting with that third question, where does it go? And all you're doing is moving it around your house. But ask the first 2 questions that you want to write down. Do I like it? If you don't like it, don't keep it. And then the second question, do I use it? If you don't use it, don't even make space for it. Donate it. So we went through it and we finished, and it looked like this. Isn't that so relaxing?
Yes.
And then in the back are her purse, her launching spot, decorative things. And it was, she said, I don't like that centerpiece. And I'm like, well, you certainly can change it now that you have a choice. And her husband came home and said, I built this for her, the whole setup. But because she cluttered it up before he said, I finished, I never finished the crown molding. But now that she's done her part, I will do my part. Whoa, isn't that a big one? So if you're frustrated about other people in your family, do your part. It'll become obvious whose are left.
That's really good. I love that idea that you said, or don't organize, don't put things away first. Decide if you want to keep it first. That was one of those concepts that I had this huge aha moment. I was like, oh, yes. I don't have to organize everything in my house. I can choose. And then once you get rid of the stuff that you actually don't want, it's not that difficult. It doesn't feel like.
Yep. And a big thing is to have a donation spot, usually in your garage, maybe on some shelving, put some boxes, donation household, donation clothing, and get done. The big one is to make your bed and make your day. Look at this picture compared to this picture. That's the same bed. And that was someone in my class that did that. And I said, every day, the rest of your life, just don't even ask, am I going to make it? Just make it. It's a minute and a half. The whole room looks clean. And then from there, organize your closet. Always start with the rod hanging space and go left to right or right to left and stick with the category. Put all the slacks together, the blouses, the long hang, and then go to the floor. On the floor, you want to clear out all the clutter, have a clothes hamper if it will fit, and I would say put a donation bag and line up your shoes. The average person in America has 13 pairs of shoes. If yours don't fit or don't hurt, donate them. And then the third space is up on the shelf. Make sure you put boxes and bins that look pretty, so when you open your closet, you have a cheerful morning. Everything's put away. The next step is to, like someone in my class, they always send, we have a private Facebook group for every class, and they're sending pictures, and I coach every week. So I coached her to get matching hangers. She had sort of a semblance. She was started this way to turn boxes sideways, but then the next week she came back with matching hangers and bins with labels on it. And that was so much better because we only wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. Clear it out and donate it. Yes. Don't you love a closet like that, Christine?
Yes, I love it. I used this principle right when I got married. We downsized. We were in seminary housing, and we downsized from seminary housing to something smaller. On Swiss Avenue in a fourplex, and it was tiny. And I remember Marcia said, we only wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. So I started chunking like everything I owned, and I got all my clothes down to like this
yeah.
much of a closet. It was awesome.
Perfect. Okay. So that's prioritizing home. Now we're going to plan your time wisely. So we want you to become a pro at personal time management.
Okay.
I like this quote. Do you want to read it for us, Christine?
I would love to. The less clutter and commitments you have in your life, the less you'll feel pulled in so many different directions. When you simplify your life, you free up time.
Yes, that's what we want to do. Clutter is not just what's around you in the house, but it can be in your calendar, and that causes mental chaos and mental clutter. So this is what most people have is on their calendar, on their phone, they have their appointments. And then some people will have a pad of paper, be writing things and just cross them out. This is really basic. So we want to take you up a level with that to-do list. So I want you to learn this way. ABC order is a priority. So A is high priority, medium priority is B, C is low priority. So when you're doing a quote brain dump on a piece of paper, go ahead and put A, B, C. So instead of writing every single item from top to bottom, think about it. Where does this go? So if you put this in, fill out and send in requested forms, it's late, you need to turn it in, that becomes an A. And I like to put a little mark there for a check mark when it's done. In the B, you might put Frick's credit card error. Don't you love having to call in on those? And then the next one, deposit checks and get cash. And then maybe C would be thank for lunch with your girlfriend yesterday. So instead of just putting them in random order, prioritize them as you put them down. It will save you time. And then always work from the morning on your A priorities, then the B's, then the C's.
I love that. There's nothing worse than like spending so much energy and getting to the end of the day thinking I didn't get the most important thing done. That is the worst.
Yes, absolutely. Now, the next level up is to set up your workspace. So we want you to be productive and on top of desk-related work. That includes your computer and that includes your desk, wherever you work, and it could be your dining room table, but clean it up and clear it out. So this gal who heard me on Moody Radio, which is a national broadcast, and she sent in, they had 90 people send in before and after pictures just by listening. I didn't even work with them.
Yeah, okay.
So this was Ramona's workspace, never met her, but I did find out who it was, and I keep up and say, is it organized now? So she started with the cubby holes, she had her laptop, she had a paper planner, she had files here, over here, the incoming corner on her kitchen counter, and somebody put stuff on her seat. So if people are putting it on your chair, you know you're behind. When she heard me talk about clearing it up, wow. She sent in this before and after picture to our Facebook group, and it has been clear ever since because 5 file folders will save the day right up here, and then with your laptop or with your phone, your schedule. So what 5 file folders? This is what I'm famous for. You want to have them in a portable file, probably on your kitchen counter, and the first one right here is marked calendar. Do not put calendar events on your refrigerator. Mark it on your calendar and then put the paper in here if you need to save it for like directions or a wedding invitation. Put it in the folder marked calendar. The next file is to pay. And we do that instead of bills because it's an action, to pay. And that way, when you pay it, then it goes in a file in another area, not in your kitchen, wherever you have your 2-drawer file, which most homes need. And the next one is to do. Now, I know you're thinking, don't put anything in there, I'll never look at it. Well, you don't look at the file, you look at your list that you wrote in your pretty notebook here of the to-do items before you put it in the to-do file. And then the 4th file is to decide. That takes care of the paper pile that's on your counter. And then the 5th one is your name. And you can put thank you notes, just kids' drawings, anything that pertains to you. And then you can add a file for each person in your family to clean up that kitchen counter paper clutter. How does that work for you, Christine?
It looks wonderful. I've got mine ready, and I was holding myself down for jumping up to grab mine. I've got mine ready, and I'm ready to start using it again. I'm so excited. I've got a really cute one, and it's like expandable, like 5 files. It's got red, orange. Should I grab it? It kind of expands and closes, and I'm so excited about this because I have a little clutter mess that needs to get picked up, but I'm on task and I'm excited.
Okay, and then turn your paper pile upside down and start from the bottom because those are old and those are easiest to file or to recycle.
Genius. So simple. I love it.
All right, you will accomplish more in less time if you keep your desk clear. You want to remember that. Clear, clear, clear desk. Okay. So next level up, you got your home organized, your time, and your desk work. Now is to step above and plan new projects, going above and beyond daily living. This was someone in my class, and she sent me this picture of her dining room table. And as I looked at it, I noticed there was a sewing machine, and I said, "What's going on here?" And she said, "Well, I thought if I left the sewing machine out and the mending, I would see it and get it done." I said, "I don't think so. It's not getting done. So we're going to fold it and list it on a pad of paper, put it all away. And I want you to clean this up so it's actually a dining room table because you see it from your front door." And she said, "Okay," hesitantly. And I said, "Now, I know that's something you could put off. So I want you to plan to have somebody over." She said, "Somebody over?" I said, "Yes, like, do you have children, grandchildren?" She said, "Well, my son and his wife and 3 kids." I said, "Okay, today is Tuesday. When can you have them over for a pizza party night?" She, had deer in the headlights look. It's like, "I'm going to clean this up over them."
Oh, that's good. What a good idea.
A week from Friday, she was having them over. That was the motivator. So you have to have leverage of what you're doing. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? Whoa, too fast. So there it was. She got it done because company was coming, and she realized leaving things out was not a good idea. She needed to make a list, not piles, and that is the best way to stay. Isn't that a beautiful room now?
It is so beautiful. It is amazing. And what I love is that she applied intensity and energy, and all of a sudden time was not an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like she had that on her table for forever. She had a motivation, she had intensity, and she had energy, and all of a sudden, boop, I have the time. I love it. Good job.
Good. So this is a project. This is what I would call a project. It's not like your everyday you're going to clean up the 10 minutes before dinner. She had to set aside time on a Saturday. Now here is another project. This was the same lady in the first picture with the green countertops. And as we turned around, there was her island facing the family room. And I said, "So what's going on here?" And she said, "Well, on that right corner, my neighbor told me if you put bread in a bowl, it'll look organized." I said, "I don't think so. We're putting the bread away. You have to have space around it." And she said, "And my family gave me flowers for my birthday. I couldn't find a vase, so I put it in the stock pot." And she said, it's not important to me because people matter more than things." I said, "I agree, but let's start on the right side. I'm going to ask you the 3 questions with each item. Do you like it? If you don't, we're not even going to put it away. We're donating it. Do you use it? If you don't, it's donated. And thirdly, then where does it go?" When we finished, it looked like this.
Awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
And I said, "I agree with you that people matter more than things, but which way will they feel more loved? With the clutter or with this way?" And she said, "I get it. You mean keeping the house organized is my job?" I said, "Yes, you're the mom, you're the wife, and nobody else is going to be picking up. It is your way to show your family you love them. And once you keep up on it, it's not going to take that much time. You're going to be living in calm. Everybody in the family will do better, and you're going to feel great."
I love it. So many of us, and I think I was a little bit before my time. I think I'm a little bit of a millennial mindset myself, and adulting was a little hard for me. So I'm facing that myself. I'm 5 kids in, and I'm like, oh, I'm the mom. Like, this is up to me. So I totally get her perspective, and I get that. I live that. I'm like, oh no, like I just expect somehow for these things to just happen, and then I adult for a minute. I'm like, no, this is me. This is my job. So I can empathize with her, but then we've gotta recognize, like, there are certain things we have certain roles, even if it seems mundane, they're irreplaceable. And there are a few things in life where we are truly irreplaceable. Almost any job in the country is replaceable. Managing our home is something that truly we decide what we like, what we don't like, the atmosphere, the environment, the functions, the activities, the people, all of these things that make a home. That's something that's irreplaceable. Only the home maker, I guess that is where homemaker came from, but the homemaker can do that. And it takes many forms, as there are people, so many different varieties as are shown in the pictures. And one of my big mantras at Think Time is to do the things only you can do. And this falls in that category so well. Only I can take care of my home in the way that I want it to be taken care of. And I can decide, I can delegate some things out, but it's ultimately up to me.
And that way you can create the home that you want. And it doesn't mean you have to do all the pickup. The kids' toys, they can be called 15 minutes before each meal and do the pickup. I have ages and stages of getting children organized, birth through high school, the age appropriate chores at 7 levels. So that's a good one too.
I like that.
That segues into our last level, thrive with 5 relationships, connect with those who matter most. And studies have been done. If people have 5 regular people in their life, they will thrive well. When you get fewer than that, people fall into depression or into problems. So who are those 5 people? Well, I thought I'd share my family picture. This is my husband and I. And then our oldest daughter, Christy, lives in Chicago. Our daughter, Lisa, that you know from being in school together, is second, and Mark is our youngest. Awesome. These are the 3 kids that made me get organized years ago. And so with my husband, I connect over meals, and at bedtime, we allow 5-10 minutes, probably 5 minutes to talk, mostly at meals because we fall asleep at bedtime. But with Christy, she's a mom of 4 and 2 hours ahead of me in time zones. So I said recently, Christy, call me when you're doing the dishes at night and folding laundry after the kids are in bed. I'll talk to you on FaceTime. And then with Lisa, she has a new baby and a toddler. So we FaceTime at lunch because the kids are sitting there and it helps her pass her day. And then our son Mark on Thursday mornings on his way to work on his 10-minute drive, we have a mom and son chat. So the weekly times to connect are different, but find out what works for your family.
I love that. That's awesome.
And this is why you're saving time. This is for the most important people, which are our 9 grandkids from those 3 kids. Isn't that amazing? So
they're little.
They're all little. Yeah. 3rd grade, 2 kindergartners, 2 3-year-olds, a 2-year-old, and 3 babies born in the last year.
My goodness, you've been busy.
We just help babysit all over the place, and we're there for their births and keeping track of the other kids. So we were together at Christmas for 11 days at our house. So I'm organized if I can handle that many. And it was So you're saving time for the important people in your life. And let's review. Which area do you need to improve on? Organized home, time savers, managing your time, desk and project cleanup, and then your projects for your home, and then good relationships. Now, you can organize all of this in one course, and that is the book that helped change you, Christine, or Jumpstart to an Organized Life. And that is going on. You can do it as a self-study. You could coach with me one-on-one, or you could join the course right now. It is going on, but you could catch up real quick.
Okay.
That is 7 weeks to a new organized you.
That's awesome. This is such a great book. The thing I love about Simplify Your Life, and I mentioned this on an email to all my favorite people at Think Time. And the thing I love about Simplify Your Life is that you introduced me for the first time to the idea that I could be productive, and I didn't have to change my personality. I'm a little bit more like an absent-minded professor, like I lose my keys on a very regular basis still. I'm just very creative, but I don't even like that word because everyone's creative, but I don't know how to explain it. But I don't jump out of bed thinking, oh, I just can't wait to check off some things and do some stuff. I'd like to sit and just enjoy a cup of tea or coffee and sit some more and then eventually go, and your program talked about the different personalities and the things that different people like and different people do it. And it's okay to organize a day around the way that works for you. And up to that point in my life, I had spent literally years and decades, just as a young person, but always thinking that I wasn't enough. And I just for the first time realized, oh, I can be productive in my own way. I can make a day that I like to feel productive and organized. I don't have to constantly compare myself with someone who jumps out of bed, runs 5 miles, and checks things off their list immediately. That's just not me and never will be. Well, it might be a little bit kind of now, but only because I can't get any other time other than the morning. But I wouldn't do it if I didn't have all the kids. But that being said, I just love your approach in making things customizable to the individual person. And I also love the approach because you have struggled through it. I think it's one thing to hear organizational advice from someone who is, like you said, left brain male. No offense, left brain males. I love left brain males. Might be married to one. But for someone like that to be like, okay, well, it's very simple. All you do is you write it down and check it off. I mean, what's your problem? That if you're not that person, you understand that's not going to work for you. And what you have done is such a holistic, beautiful, whole life piece of art in teaching these skills that are learnable for anyone. And I just appreciate it so much. So thank you. And thank you for offering this to my favorite people at Think Time. It's been such a blessing. So to everyone who's listening right now, if y'all have some Q&A, as Marcia's going to wrap up in a second, but y'all be thinking real quickly, if you have any questions from anything she's talked about, comments, anything, get those going, and we'll answer those after she wraps up. We'll do a little Q&A. I promise some Q&A afterwards. So thank you again, Marcia.
All right. So this is at organizingpro.com. Look for the lady, thumbs up with the red blouse, and that is the course. There are 10 courses that I teach. This is the one that everyone starts with because it's so packed full. You get videos, and people love the new videos because they're all filmed in my home. And don't you just want to go, what does your home look like? I wish I could come over. You can come and see them in the videos. And then we have private Facebook group. You're posting weekly what you want to get organized according to that week. And then I coach you through it. And then the next week, you bring the after picture, the before and after, just like I showed you here. And everyone says the accountability and being in that community, everyone loves it, and it's private, no one else knows, and it's like, oh, this is so great. And you know what? Husbands even start organizing after we get organized. So it's a ripple effect that goes through your house. Now, for everyone, I also have a free download, 10 tips to simplify any space. So at organizingpro.com, there it is, the website at the bottom. Go there and go to the free page, and you get a 1-page download. You can post it, and it's how do I clear up space? Just give me some quick tips here. And that way it will remind you of today, and keep that front 2/3 of every countertop, every desk clear. So, are you ready to organize your life? Yes, I hope so. You can do it. Those are my 4 favorite words. I can do it. When I ask my group, can you make your bed every day? Can you promise? They go, I can do that. And then I say, can you clear your kitchen in 15 minutes after each meal? I can do that. And then we build up the paperwork. Can you go through the mail every day and put in 5 folders? They go, I can do that. So my last slide for you is, remember, it's not the things we do that make us tired. It's the things left undone that wear us out. So that's why Christine does what she does and why I do. And I'm so happy that you are here. And now we'd be happy to take any questions.
I love that. Okay, so let's start with our first question. So what have you found to be the biggest barrier when someone, is anyone failing, and what's the barrier to success that you see?
Yeah, the biggest barrier is the thought, it's too much, I can't do it. That is the biggest one. Feeling like I'm not adequate, I can't do it, it's too big of a job. And so they don't get started. It's not an A to B sequence, but as somebody, I read a quote today, organizing is like a circle. You go around the circle and you keep drawing circles and you get better and better. It's not a straight line. It is circles, and you go, okay, I got my dishes done. Okay, now I'll do my paperwork. Okay, now I'll get the laundry done. And you just move in a process. So the hardest people to organize are perfectionists, because they sit there and they mull it over, and I can't do this, and should I color code or should I alphabetize? It's like, seriously, just start. And then you'll see what works for you, and move forward. But I've done thousands of audiences. I did up to 50 seminars a year. That's 1 a week, and raising my kids and all these years and all these places. So when you have a coach, you do so much better. When you're in a sequential class, you'll do so much better. So if you have that little bit of fear, come and join us in the class. Look at the website, lots of free tips. Go ahead, and we invite you into the community.
I love that. Okay, Emily says, we are getting ready to move out for 8 weeks during a massive home renovation.
Wow.
I was already somewhat disorganized, and I will be starting school, and there will be huge changes in my job when my kids start school. Do you have any tips?
Okay, Emily, quickly take your phone and go around your house right now and take pictures, because when you look at a picture, you see what the obvious things are to clear. So what I would do is have you do countertops in the main living areas first, and then clothes. Probably you're going to be moving what you need into suitcases and moving out. If not, put it in a suitcase anyway, and it'll be there so it won't get dusty. And then donate. Because when you donate, then you come back to just like, what would I like my house to be? And pick your 2 favorite colors. I bet you can never guess what my favorite colors are. I'm wearing the coral, and my first book is the seafoam green. Guess what color my couches are? I have 2 corduroy couches this color and 2 velour love seats this color. So you can pick your favorite colors. When you come back, Emily, decorate in your favorite calming colors, and just look forward to it. Move things out, visit a charity all the time, and get rid of things. It'll be good.
That's awesome. Okay, so here's another question. We are going to paint our house. Do you have any steps on where to start, how to begin that project?
Inside or outside are you talking about?
Inside the house. Is there an easy way to do that and not like turn the house upside down?
Okay. Inside the house, probably start in the main living area, because you can move furniture out, but it's really hard to move beds out of a bedroom. Okay. So start in the main living area, And then you'll get to see it and you'll feel like, oh, this looks nice. And then you'll go, okay, now I'll do my kitchen, and then I'll do the family room. And then I would probably do from the oldest people's bedrooms to the youngest. So like your own bedroom first, then the oldest child, then the next, because you don't want the little one to be disruptive.
Okay, awesome.
That'll be good.
Keith says, what if I am not the problem organizer? What if it is my spouse?
Okay. Hello, Keith. Yes, I understand. Or if you're Keith's wife and using his spot there. Just say, I heard this organizer. She's got this course going on. I was thinking maybe we could do it together, and sign up for the 10 tips download and post it. And then you'll get an email every Tuesday with new tips and articles. But just kind of say, what area do you think I should organize? And they'll be just shocked because you're the more organized person, but you ask their opinion. And then when you take their advice and they say, do this, they'll go, oh, well, what do you think I should do? And so it'll kind of go back and forth. So instead of pointing out flaws, ask them what you should organize, and they will give you some advice and you take it, and then they might be willing to step up too.
Okay, very good. Any other questions, guys? Last chance. What questions should we ask, Marcia? Anything we've left off?
Okay. I happen to know that my daughter is on this call, Miss Lisa. Lisa, you have a home of your own and you're friends with Christine. People always want to know, they ask you, is your mom really organized? So you can put in the chat the 3-letter word, yes, okay? Or anything you want to share. So you can get the backstory. But I think Lisa has seen me over the years go from that disorganized kitchen and lifestyle to, yeah, my mom's organized. So we are doing it.
So is it actually, like, it's actually achievable that you can maintain and you really can stay organized?
Yes. To maintain, I would tell you to do, anybody out there, the 2-minute pickup. Whenever you leave a room, turn around and for 2 minutes, as fast as you can, put everything away. So like after dinner, we all feel like, oh, it's been a long day, I'll do the dishes later. Don't do that. Say, okay, everybody, let's see if we can clear the table in one trip. And they'll go, what do you mean? Well, who's going to carry the glasses? Who's going to stack the plates? Who will get the napkins? And then you go, okay, everybody carry it in one trip over. And then 5 minutes, you wash the dishes. 4 minutes, you clean off the countertop. 3 minutes, you're washing things by hand. 2 minutes, clearing the countertop. And 1 minute, just putting the towels away and checking the floor. So in 15 minutes, it can be done if everybody helps. So then when you do that regularly, a 2-minute pickup isn't a big deal. So before you leave your bedroom, 2 minutes, make the bed, hang up the clothes, leave the bathroom in the morning, hang up your towel, toothbrushes away, wipe down the counter, and everywhere you go, desk, before you leave your desk in your computer area, for 2 minutes, put away the pens, the papers, straighten the mail, make one pile, and you got it done.
So 2 minutes, I mean, anyone can do 2 minutes, and when it's spread throughout the day, then you don't have everything just piling up. And that's the key, basically, to not have it piling up throughout the day. That makes so much sense.
And it's basically like heating up a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. So we put our dishes in the dishwasher at night. I'm down to 8 minutes cleaning up the kitchen.
I love that.
It used to be 4 hours when I started, from 6 to 10 at night with little ones. So I'm down to 8 minutes. But what I do is have a double sink. So I got a small dish drainer. Okay. So it sits in the one side of the sink, and the pans dry overnight. So in the morning when I get my cup of hot water, I turn on the hot water and I put away all those dishes. 2 minutes, it's all done. The kitchen's clear. and start the day fresh. So just teach yourself to do it, and making the bed is less than 2 minutes. You can do it.
That's awesome. Okay, we've got another question. I have a drawer in my desk where I have my organizational supplies, scissors, tape, etc. My children tend to borrow these things and they never come back.
Probably you need separate spots. This is a kid's drawer or a bin that would be separate from the adult one. I really recommend that. Or I have charged a quarter for anything that's missing. And so when something like the scissors are missing, a quarter, and just keep going on to, they go, well, the scissors are right over there on the table. And it's like, but you didn't put them back. And so do that. Also with kids, you might like this, Christine. I just was with our grandkids with 4 little ones, and the mom is busy, everybody's busy, and dad. And so I said, Grandma's here. I have a bag, and the clean sweeper is coming before bed. So on the main floor, you can run ahead of me, but anything I find goes in my bag, and you have to give me a dime to get it back. Well, they're like 5, 3, and 1. So they love the game. They just run all over the main floor. And I go, oh, I didn't get anything in my clean sweeper bag. I'm going to go upstairs. So I go upstairs to the bedrooms. Everything gets put away, and I got nothing in my clean sweeper bag, and they just laugh, and they're so happy, and they just love a game like that. So make a game out of it with yourself. I have moms that set the timer for cleaning the kitchen, and they play beat the clock for themselves.
I like that.
And that's how it works. So
I'm very competitive by nature. So like some people say life's not a competition. I'm like, life's a competition. So yes, we're doing a timer at dinner. Absolutely. Okay. So next question. You guys, thank you for asking the questions. I love these. They're so good. So keep them coming. Even if it's the same person, keep any question you have. This is so fun. Marcia has so much to offer. I love this. Like you can't replace decades of experience. I mean, you just can't. Like that's my big life lesson at almost 40. Don't tell anyone. You can't, like, I cannot go get 20 years of experience in something, and it's such a gift to run into someone who's just experienced. So thank you again for being with us. But Heather says, what do you do? So do you have any advice for dealing, and this is kind of the topic of the whole thing, but maybe just a calming the overwhelm question. She came in a little bit late to the discussion, but if you have any advice for dealing with a major backlog of organizing and you're so far behind and you need to get caught up, what do you do when it's so overwhelming?
Okay. You think about the most organized friend that you have, and you ask if they'll help you, and just say, let's start in the kitchen. Can you come and help me get caught up? And they will help you do it. Everybody has an organized friend. That's a good way. Another way is to set up donations spot, and you always need a donation spot, all the time. Exactly. And start putting things in there and look around and say, what don't I really need in the kitchen? And then do one drawer. And good. One drawer a night as you're doing dishes. After the dishes and counters clean, empty one drawer, and then just put back what you like and use and go, I did that. And then fold the towels and do your linen closet, and just start with one area at a time. And that's the best way to do it.
And I will say, I've been working through this book, Simplify Your Space. And what I love about this book is that you go area by area, and you do it intentionally. So you start with the most high impact area, and I don't know if I'm going to say, should I say what it is? But you start, and can I say the first one? The most high impact area you recommend is to start in the kitchen. And I would never have started in the kitchen, ever. I would never have thought to do that. It would have been my room, my back closet. Like, I don't know what I would have done, but like, I wouldn't have thought, oh, kitchen. And it's so obvious once you know to start in the kitchen that's where you simplify your space visibly. And you walk their reader through in this book. So everybody, y'all have to get the Simplify Your Space book at least. If not, you might want to join me in the course. But seriously, so you can still join this course that's going on right now. It's not too late to get caught up with the Simplify Your Life.
It's in the kitchen because the decisions are less emotional. Going through your closet is emotional, but in the kitchen, it's like, do I really need this many knives? And it's like, no, I'm going to keep the best and donate the rest. And do I need this much glassware now that I have kids this age? No, we're not keeping goblets for, some when they're grown up or something. Okay. So you start in the kitchen. The reason is when you're a mom, that is the most used room in the house. Mm-hmm. And if that is where the most arguments are. And if you have clear counters, it's calming. And I just read that women who have a fruit basket on a clear counter weigh 13 pounds less than women who don't.
Hey, that's an easy one. I can totally do that.
Yeah. And then, so there's a lot of reasons to start in the kitchen, but that's where a lot of stress is, because that one question you're asked every day of your life, what's for dinner? If you don't know the answer to it, you have stress immediately. Mm-hmm. But if you follow and simplify your life, how to make the 14 meals list, and you put it inside your cabinet, you just open it, you look in there, and you get out of your 3-meal rut, and you go, oh, we could have this. And you tell family, and they go, yay. They don't really care what it is. They are excited that you know what it is. And so that's why you want it clean.
Sorry. You're reminding me of one of my favorite parts of your book. It's the to-do list and the not to-do list. And I remember you say, always know what's for dinner. Like never get caught not knowing what's for dinner. Because that is a crisis moment. I remember being a mom of young kids for the first time and just being shocked at how much 5 minutes made a difference. I was like, if I'm not 5 minutes ahead of dinner, I'm just like the whole night. It's like you lose 30 minutes because everyone's fussing and fighting and falling apart. And then, you can't cook in that environment. And so if you don't have it ahead of time, you're lost. And so now, like, if I'm not making dinner by like 3 or 4 with 5 kids, I'm just like, it's not happening, because the dinner hour, they're all showering, they're all getting ready. There's so much happening right before dinner that you have to know, like, in advance beforehand. But I remember that's one of those that really has stuck with me for, I guess I could say, decades. Okay, guys, any more questions? I'm loving these. I love Marcia's answers. They're so great. Okay, last chance. If it doesn't pop up, we're gonna close it down.
Yes.
Okay, going once, going twice, and sold. Okay, that was such a great Q&A. Thank you guys for participating. Marcia, thank you for coming. So when I post this video, I will have the links to the free download on how to simplify your life. And it was 10 tips for simplifying any space.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Organizingpro.com is where you can sign up for one-on-one coaching. I think I'm going to personally say that's the best way to get really far. If you're really far behind, I would just do the coaching. I just do the straight up coaching with Marcia. And then the classes. So you have like basically a level for everyone. So you could start, if you're willing to put $15, how much is this? Something like that. Mm-hmm. Into a book, you can do a roughly $15 price point. You can do the coaching courses for, I would assume, a few $100s. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And then I'm not going to ask about how the coaching goes, the one-on-one coaching. I'll let that be between y'all. But it sounds like you've got every price point covered. So there's really no excuse for any of us to walk into this next year not pursuing our ideas and goals, because we're constantly picking up clutter and cleaning out the garage on Saturday mornings. Like, that's just not the way to live anymore. So I hope that you guys will join me in pursuing our ideas and goals with our simplified space and our organized new selves. So thank you so much, Marcia, for joining us.
Thank you. Everyone, remember, one pile sitting out is the beginning of a complicated life. Kill the pile, put it away, and simplify your life. You can do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for participating. This has been really great.